The Northern Cape wildfire at an SANDF Training Centre in Lohatla has claimed 6 lives. Defence Minister Njabulo has extended condolences to the families, friends and colleagues of the SA Army members. Let's get an update from the Major General Njabulo Dube, who's joining us from Lohatla. Major General, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Please tell us whether the fire has been contained.
Yes, good morning to you. I've managed to extinguish the fire, and as indicated, the members that have passed on are 6. The situation at this stage is stable. We are just getting back to normal and continuing with the objectives that have been set for the exercise.
Major General, you were stating yesterday that you want to make sure that all the members that were in the area at the time of this fire are accounted for. At this stage, have they been accounted for?
Yes, we have accounted that. We have accounted for that. We have been even into the scene so that we try by all means to get to normal, because we came here for a reason, and the reason is to test the combat readiness of the army. So such things should not really deter us from, the set objectives.
Major General, are we in a position to release the names of the soldiers that sadly passed away yet?
The names have been released. I think if there is even a statement to that effect.
Now, let's go back to the training. As you said, these soldiers were busy with training at the time of the fire, and the fire rolled over from a mine adjacent to the training area. My question is, were we not in a position to evacuate these soldiers?
We were. We did evacuate some of them, but the flares were flaming beyond our control. As you can imagine, we did state yesterday that those that are in the know did say that it is the wind was about 70 kilometers per hour. So you can imagine, with the large number of equipment and the people that were on the ground that day, that is, we did what we could at that time.
Major General, do we have any idea what caused the fire yet on the mine?
The investigation, the Board of Inquiry has been established. I think that will come out nicely during the investigation. But as we are saying, the fire came from outside our training range.
What then is the condition of soldiers that were affected or rather and suffered secondary-degree burns?
They are in the hospital, and we've got reports that they are stable. The Chief of the Army, Lieutenant General L. did visit them in Bloemfontein, and even here, some of them are hospitalized here in the Lohatla Hospital. Their condition is stable.
Well, we know that some vehicles were also damaged in this fire. Do you have any idea what the extent, as you just mentioned, they were also damaged to your equipment, of course. Do we know what the extent of the damage is?
That will come out nicely as well during the Board of Inquiry, because, we will have to use our experts in that regard. They'll be able to come up with totals.
Now, this, Major General, of course, being a tragic incident and, as you said, something that was not completely within our control. How do we, though, in future ensure the safety of soldiers at these training exercises?
I beg your pardon, I didn't get that.
I'm saying, Major General, that as you said, this fire was beyond our control, not something that we could have necessarily prevented. But I'm asking in general, how do we ensure the safety of soldiers at these training exercises? Yes,
of course. What happens here is we do take precautionary measures. For instance, when we put soldiers in the field, there are measures that are there already, fire pickets, everything that we can put on the ground to make sure that we are not affected by fire. But as I'm saying, this one really did overpower us. We are going to then, we learn. We fight as we train, and we train as we fight. So incidences like this are lessons learned to us to really improve on whatever we have. And this is what we are really going to do.
If you just tuned in, we're talking to Major General Njabulo Dube. Major General, I'm sure that the soldiers that managed to escape these flames are also very traumatized. What assistance are we offering them at the moment?
We have within the SANDF multi-professional teams in the like of the social workers, psychologists, the chaplains, there and there. We started dealing with them, and yesterday also arrived another team from Pretoria sent by the Surgeon General to really deal with the situation. We have spoken to the members, and all of them, they are saying they are eager to go on, because they understand we came here for a reason, and the reason to, exercise combat readiness. So everybody is saying, yes, this did happen. We sympathize with those that lost their life and their families, but the objectives have to be met.
Thank you so much for your time this morning. That's, of course, Major General Njabulo Dube.